evening and welcome to Black Business News with Dr. Linda Mitchell. I am Dr. Linda Mitchell, and tonight's health tip comes to you from the Sweetheart Mitchell collection. And tonight I'm talking about our organic pineapple mango sea moss gel. This stuff right here is absolutely amazing. If you have not heard of sea moss is loaded with 92 minerals to give your body energy. It helps you to have a stronger immune system, and it helps you to get through that day without grabbing that candy bar at 3 o'clock. Because you know that afternoon lull that we get sometimes, right? Well, this right here, the organic sea moss pineapple and mango gel, not only does it taste amazing, but it gives you the opportunity to get some minerals in your body that you have not had in a very long time. My husband says it tastes like applesauce, but I think it tastes like pineapples and mango. It's one of our top selling sea mosses, not only because of the minerals and the vitamins in it, but also because of the energy that it gives you. And I don't know about you, but I need energy on a daily basis. So go to our website, www.sweetheartmitchellcollection.com, and type in pineapple mango sea moss. And we also have a pineapple mango ginger, which is just as popular. And order yours today. Thank you.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Good evening, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business News Show with Dr. Linda Mitchell. I am your host tonight, and I'm so glad to be here tonight. Also known as Dr. Sea Moss. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business all around the world. Tonight, my guest, hydration specialist Pilar Eteke, comes to you by way of Virginia Beach, Virginia. Pilar is first and foremost the wife of Ibrahim and mother of Benny, who's a brilliant young man, and he's her 12-year-old son. Her passion became evident in the first grade. After years of teaching in the Virginia Beach Public School, she was introduced to the Japanese technology that would dramatically change her health. Little did she know that this would be the vessel to bless and transform hundreds of other people's lives in the areas of their family's health for generations. She is honored to be able to combine her passion of teaching with the life-living water to empower others to achieve their goal of true health with Kangen water. Get ready to see how by simply changing your water, you can improve your life. Welcome to the show, our first show of the year, Pilar Eteke.
Hello. Thank you for having
Hello.
me.
Thank you for coming, and you look beautiful.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. It's always lovely to see us put our best foot forward, and you definitely did it. I'm not used to seeing you with your lipstick on.
I figured I might need something a little bit brighter tonight.
Well, you're wearing it well. So, as I mentioned, welcome to the first year of the first show of the year. I am so honored to have you on as my first guest. And I would like for you to start telling the viewers just a little bit about yourself. It's always so great when I'm reading your bio. But what would you like to share with them as we open up the show about yourself?
I mean, when I was introduced to this water, I had been really praying to God, please help me. You know, I need some help. I need energy. I had started to have pain in my body. And, you know, sometimes you pray for something and God sends it to you multiple times, but you don't recognize that that's what you need, or you think you can't have it. You think it's not possible for you right now. And so, you know, I've been praying to God for better health in many different ways. And it came across my path several times until finally I was willing to take a look at it. And when I first heard about this amazing Japanese technology, a crowd was gathered. I was at a health food conference down at the ocean front in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Mm-hmm. And I had my son with me. He was about 6 months old. And since I had my son, I'm a late mom. I had my son when I was 40. And what I put in my body, because I was nursing him, I realized it was affecting him. Mm-hmm. And so I became much more interested and committed to taking better care of myself. And that actually started in pregnancy. But then it became profoundly obvious when I was nursing him. Oh, my goodness, I really need to be mindful. And of course, you need to stay very well hydrated when you're a nursing mother as well, mm-hmm. for yourself and the baby's health. Yeah. And so I had been looking for a good water. And I heard about this amazing water. And I was like, well, what is it? I mean, water is H2O. Why is this so different? Mm-hmm. And I saw it at a presentation down here. It was I think it was a vegan health expo or something. And they had a lot of amazing products in this one table. They had this display out and different pH waters, which I didn't understand anything about pH or what does that mean. And so I saw them do a quick little demonstration, and then I was definitely interested. Mm. But then somebody in the crowd said, well, okay, there's a free sample, but then once the sample's done, how much does this water cost? Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sure, like many other people, when they first heard about this technology, when they mentioned the possible cost of owning a machine, having the machine in your home to produce this water, my mind closed and I just walked away. And I thought, well, gosh, I'm not even working full time. I have my baby in my arms and we can't afford that. It's just too much. Mm. And I think I would say I was lacking faith at that time, but also I had pride. I didn't want to admit to this couple that, you know, I'd really like to learn more, but I don't know how I could have it. I didn't know them. And so I guess I didn't feel safe sharing that. That's private information, what's going on financially in your household. Mm-hmm. And so I walked away, and then God brought it across my path 3 times. And finally on the 3rd time, Benny was 3.5 at that point. I had developed a lot of pain in my body. And I think sometimes when you reach a point in your health, you start looking for things and you become open in a way maybe that you weren't before. And so I said, you know, I still don't think I could afford that water, but I saw it in another location and they were offering a free 3-week sample. And I said, what would it hurt to at least try it? And so that little opening, God could use that. And I tried the water. The lady who was sharing the water had an amazing testimony. She's a local respiratory therapist. And when she got on this water, she shared with me that she had 6 health issues. She was on 14 different medications. And she said, now I got to tell you, the water doesn't heal anything, but this water gives you optimum hydration so that your body can cleanse, hydrate, and detox on a cellular level so your body can start healing itself. And I said, okay, well, what does that mean? What did that mean for you? And she said, well, my journey on this water, within 6 months of drinking the water, I was off every single medication. I really honestly found that I believed her, but I found it hard to believe, like, okay, well, I'm not on any meds. I'm not chronically ill, but
Yes.
I had a lot of pain in my body. I was very much overweight. I was tired all the time. I was struggling with depression. And so she asked me, she said, do you have any health issues? I didn't tell her any of those things because I didn't consider that those were health issues. I just thought, well, I'm getting older. I'm an older mom. I had my son when I was 40. And I just felt like that combination of being a late mom and getting older, that those aches and pains were just part of the process, and that I was worn out and tired, worn down, just caring for him, running after a 3.5-year-old at 43 years old myself. Yeah. And so I really didn't think the water would help with that. I didn't relate to those things as hydration issues or dehydration issues. I certainly didn't relate to them as health issues. And so I said, oh, no, I don't have any health issues. And so I started drinking the water. And much to my surprise, within 5 days, I saw a profound difference. Wow. My body started cleansing. The 6th morning, I woke up with energy I have not had since I was in elementary school. And I could not understand, how is this possible? H2O. I mean, what's in this water? Is this miracle water? What is this? And I said, Trina, I'd like to know, what's behind this water. She said, you got to come to a live class. You got to come to a demonstration. I said, oh, I'm there. I'm a former teacher. I like to learn things. And so that Friday I went to her home. She did a live demonstration. There were about 14 of us in her house. 4 people stood up and shared what the water did for them. And I could not, I wrote down 3 pages of notes. I was so excited. I never was a science person, but that class was better than any science class I ever had in school. And I thought, the world needs to know this. People need to know this. And so I said, Trina, we want to get this system. We don't know how. And she said, oh, tell me what's going on financially. I had a private conversation with her. I knew it would be confidential. And she laid out several different paths for us to get our machine. She even showed us how it could be a tax deduction for us. I said, okay, we can do this. And how we could, by blessing other people with the water, and she would help us sell some machines that we could earn some commissions and either, recoup that investment or have it be an extra income for our household. So.
Very nice story. Amazing testimony. And it's powerful because now you are full time, right? Sharing the water in your community and around the world to offer people the opportunity to get a lot more healthier. I want to talk a little bit about the fact that it's the beginning of the year. And, the beginning of the year, there's a thing called New Year's resolution. Everyone wants to reset and be more healthier, be more happier, fall in love, right? And so on a lot of people's agenda this month of January is getting healthier, right? Allowing themselves to, turn a new leaf and try some new things and to become healthier. Talk to us about what you would recommend to them as they are, setting the intention to be healthier. How would you, suggest that they get started with the water?
Okay. So I know for me, when I got started, I always, when I wanted to lose weight or detox, I thought that I had to change my whole diet. That's a tall order. Most people are not up for that. They have the desire, they have the intention, but the follow through and the consistency is not there. And this was really profound for me. And maybe a lot of your listeners will be able to have some hope for themselves. What is our body mostly made out of?
Water.
75%. So if you get that part of the equation correct, you're 75% of the way there. And so, I know January is a big time for people coming off the holidays. And I'm sure most people, there are those special people who don't indulge. They have all those tempting, delicious foods in front of them, all the holiday cookies and all the big meals. And maybe they're very self-disciplined and they don't indulge in those things, or they're careful about what they eat. But it's hard when that stuff is paraded in front of you. And it's hard when everybody around you is eating that stuff. And you tell yourself, well, it's the holidays. You give yourself permission. And then you feel bloated. You don't feel great. Maybe you've put on some extra pounds. And so when you start drinking this water, I don't care where you are in your health journey, it will detox your body.
Yes.
And that's an amazing thing. When Elvis and John Wayne, just to name two famous people that people would remember of different generations, but when both of those men passed away and they did the autopsies on the body, they both had over 20-30 pounds impacted in their colon of fecal matter. So when we think of that American belly,
yes,
it's not just that you're carrying around like fat. You actually are carrying around food that has not been able to exit your body, and it's building up toxicity. It's sitting in your colon because it's acidic. It's meats, it's cheeses, it's dairy, it's your cheeseburgers, your French fries, your ice creams. We've all eaten that stuff. And some people have a regular diet of that. The American diet is overly acidic. And so when you drink regular water, it's not going to detox the colon. But when you drink this water, it will. So most people do lose a little bit of weight right off the bat. And then it can help you lose additional weight. Within 2 months of me drinking this water, I had dropped 2 dress sizes. And I kept that off for 5 years. I didn't exercise. I wasn't doing anything extra. But when I hit perimenopause, then the hormones, that kind of, throws some different elements in there. So I've had to work on my health and exercise in a different way, in addition to the water.
Well, it sounds like you have some really powerful testimonies about the water and how it has helped your family, which led to a passion for you to share it with the community. I know that a lot of times when I'm sharing the water with people, because I drink the water, and my husband and I, we bought a machine as well. We use it in our business as well. And we've experienced just some tremendous health benefits. For me, brain fog, it helped me with clarity of thinking, and my dreams got clearer at night. I dream I'm flying over a beautiful blue ocean and the water was so blue and vivid. I mean, that was like the first week I started remembering my dreams more, and I could tell that it was affecting my brain. So can you tell everybody, your brain needs water. You need water to think clearly. And when you're dehydrated, you can't think clearly. So how does the water help us on a brain level to be more clearer in our thinking and our memory?
Absolutely. So it helps the brain in a number of different ways. So your brain is actually made up of more water than probably any other part of your body, any other organ of your body, and fatty tissue. So this water, when it goes through the process of electrolysis, so the water comes through a carbon filter, which is going to take out your chlorine and your lead and your sediment. And then it passes through 7 platinum plates. And those are electrodes, and they're positive, negative, positive, negative. So the water is hit with electricity. And then the water molecule is split into 2 streams. So it's the minerals that's in the water, and they're drawn to the polar opposite plates. And what you're drinking is an energized, electron-rich water. Now, what that has in it is an antioxidant. Now, there's a lot of antioxidants out there. So people they've heard antioxidants, but if they're like me, they probably don't know exactly what they are or what they have in common. So some that people may know is coenzyme Q10, vitamin C, glutathione. Well, there's one called the hydroxyl ion, and it is the smallest antioxidant known to man. And it is the only one that crosses the blood-brain barrier. Now, all antioxidants have one thing in common. They have a negative charge. they have extra electrons. So this little teeny tiny hydroxyl ion is in our water. And when you drink this water, after you drink 3 big glasses of it fresh, 3 16-ounce glasses, you start feeling the effects of the water because it crosses the blood-brain barrier in 60 seconds.
Wow. That's incredible. I experienced that personally. I mean, it was just the clarity. And as we get older, we need that additional support. We really do, partly because of our diets.
Right.
I want to talk a little bit about those that are going out and buying that bottled water. I used to be that person. I go to Costco and get that Costco water every week, make sure we load it up on our Costco bottled water. It was important for me to make sure we had those bottles in the cabinet and in the refrigerator. Let's talk a little bit about that. I don't know if people are aware of the difference in the quality of the water and the importance of that.
So again, it's all things that I can relate to. I think all of us, are struggling to find a good water, and really, as consumers, we're caught between a rock and a hard place. It's a catch-22. So if you want to do tap water, then you've got to deal with the problems that are in tap water. If you're on well water, then you've got different issues with well water. If you are drinking bottled water, there's problems with bottled water. So first of all, bottled water usually sits in plastic for a long, long time. And it does not matter if it's BPA free or not. Plastics all have phytochemicals in them, and they will leach into your bottled water. There's no way around that, unless it's in glass. I only know one company, I think it's Core, that does it in glass, but it's so expensive, and you're not getting any antioxidants. You're not going to come off your medications drinking Core water. So you've got the issue of chemicals. And then in most cases, you're drinking dead water. The Japanese call it dead water. So most bottled water is filtered in some way, and it's usually a reverse osmosis process or desalinated or demineralized. So what they do, and it's for preservation, otherwise algae and stuff would start growing in the water. But what they do is they strip the water of everything. So they take all the bad stuff out. The problem is, though, that they're also taking out all the naturally occurring minerals. Yeah. And so what you're left with is dead water that is acidic, and that when you drink it, it's going to search for the minerals within your body to rebalance itself, because water should have sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium in it. Because how did God make water, right? It's the water cycle. It's eternal. It's beautiful until we mess with it. So you've got the clouds, and then the rain comes down. It falls on the land, falls on the mountains. It freezes on the mountains. And then that snow, when it melts, it comes down the mountains. And as it's going through the streams, it's going over rocks. So it's actually picking up mineral content, right? And then it's coming down into the oceans, and then the evaporation process again. So, but yeah, bottled water is you're paying a lot for your water, and you're not getting benefit, and you're actually getting harmful things that you're taking in.
Yeah, that was the biggest.
Did I answer your question?
You did. And that was the biggest. For me, that was like the biggest, like, wow, what? Because I had invested so much money into bottled water. It was on our regular grocery list. Weekly we were buying bottled water, and we think that we're hydrating, and we're not getting, like you said, what we think we're getting. Now, the other thing is the bottled water made us urinate a lot faster. That water was going through us, and we were going to the bathroom a lot more often. And what I found is with the Kangen water is that our body is absorbing the water. We're drinking the water, but we're not urinating as much. Can you explain that process? Why is that happening?
Yes. So when you drink bottled water or tap water or filtered refrigerated water, or even the synthetic alkaline chemical waters that are bottled as well, what you're drinking is positively charged water. So your cells, all of your cells, your trillions of cells have a cell wall. It's positively charged, so that when you drink positive water and then you have a positive cell wall, what's going to happen when positive and positive comes together? It's going to repel. So your body rejects most of that water. So you're paying top dollar. You're paying for your water, whether it's very expensive bottled water or less expensive bottled water. You're still paying for it, and you want to get the hydration from it, but you're not. You're only getting maybe 25% hydration. You're peeing the rest out because your cells can't take it in.
Yeah.
But when you drink Kangen alkaline water, and the medical term for Kangen alkaline water is electrolyzed reduced water. So when you're drinking that negatively charged Kangen water, and then your cells have a positive charge, the polarity actually pulls more of the water in. And so you're getting about a 90% hydration level. And that's why you feel the benefits so quickly. It's the molecular hydrogen that's in the water, that hydroxyl ion. And you don't pee as much. But when you do urinate, your body's actually able to use it and then expel it through your sweat, through your urination, and your defecation. And so your body's able to use the benefits of it first and then excrete it out.
Wow. That's incredible. And it's true. I've experienced it personally. And so has my husband, and he has inflammation in his body in the form of arthritis. And the water is so incredible because the machine allows you to get many different kinds of water. And one of the water that we use on a regular is the water that helps to fight inflammation and the pain in the body. And so we use that water to soak my husband's feet on the regular. As soon as he puts his feet in the water, he feels relief. Can you talk about what's happening when he does that? He puts his feet in this acidic water, and the pain just goes right away.
So these machines, they have been part of the Japanese healthcare for 47 years now. And on demand, just by touching a button on your machine, it adjusts the electricity level. And there's a little compartment on the right-hand side of the machine where there's a salt water that's added to make the two extreme waters that you're talking about. And those waters are for outside the body. They're not for drinking, but it makes a 2.5 hyperacidic water. That water is what you're talking about for the foot baths for your husband. That water they use in the Japanese hospitals to sterilize their surgical equipment. They use it to flush and irrigate wounds. They actually use it to treat gangrene. Now in America, we don't treat gangrene. We amputate. But that water is worth the investment in this machine alone. And I cannot tell you how many times I've used that water. So you can use that water for any kind of wound care. You can use it on any kind of skin condition, and you will see results in 24 to 48 hours. And I always tell people, take a before and after picture, because you're going to have a Kangen water testimonial. You will. You can use it on bug bites, rashes, cuts, burns, bruises, eczema, psoriasis, pink eye, athlete's foot, gangrene, bed sores. It is just incredible. I've been sharing this water for 10 years now, and I have reams of testimonies. It's astounding. So the 2.5 water, what that does, it's so hyperacidic. It's H positive water, and it has a positive charge of over 1,000. And you have to use a meter to read that. But essentially what it's doing is it's pulling the oxygen out of whatever pathogen, microbe, bacteria, virus, and it's causing it to implode. So that's what that water does. Now, while your machine makes the 2.5 water, that comes out of your bottom exit hose, and then out of the top main hose, your machine is producing an 11.5 water, which is extreme alkaline water. Now that water also is not for drinking, but if you drink either of these waters, it wouldn't hurt you. It's not like you got to call 911 or poison control. They're just hyper alkaline or hyper acidic waters. So it won't hurt anybody, but it shouldn't be a regular drinking water for sure. So the 11.5 water pulls out inflammation. Now, now that one also is a degreaser. You can use it to spot treat laundry. You can use it to whiten your teeth. You can use that to wash your fruits and vegetables. But one of the main things I use it for is pulling out inflammation. And that one, scientifically, I don't know why that one works that way on inflammation, but it does.
It does. It does. David just commented, it really helps my feet. It is a healing water. I mean, the minute he submerges his feet into the water, he feels relief. The burning just goes right away. So I want to transition. We do have a guest coming on tonight to ask you a question. And she's backstage. And I would like to bring her in and introduce you to her. She has a question for you by way of the U.S. Virgin Islands, Miss Sunita Thomas. Hi, Sunita.
Good evening. Blessings. So I have a son who has a special disability, and I'm wondering how this water can help him.
Okay. So what I always tell people is that, again, just like Trina told me, and when I've been to Kangen water conferences where they've had medical doctors and naturopathic doctors in attendance, all very well established in their fields, some very high profile. And so they have a lot to risk by associating their name with Kangen water. And they use this water in their practice for many different reasons. So with every single person who's ever come to me, what I've been able to confidently share with them is that this water will make a profound difference in your health. To what degree, I can't say. It depends on how much you drink. It also depends on your diet. But if you drink this water, if you take your body weight and you divide that number by 2, so if you weigh 200 pounds, take the number 100, and that's the minimum number of ounces you want to drink per day. Okay. And you will start to see a difference. First of all, your son is going to detox. So the colon is going to be cleansed. He's going to have more energy. He's going to have better sleep. If he has any aches and pains, those are going to start going away. Now, it's incredible for brain health. So I don't know what kind of disability your son may have, but it's fantastic for any issue that you have in multiple organs. It's going to help them to perform at the optimum level. So
like in school,
do you want to? I mean, I can give you testimonies, but do you feel comfortable sharing what your son is facing? If you don't, that's okay. I can speak to some different things that people have come to me with.
He's been diagnosed at the lower end of the autism spectrum. So he does speech therapy, behavioral therapy, occupational therapy. His speech is coming in much better now.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so this is really exciting. This is really exciting for me. So when I first started sharing this water, I had probably 7 different families with, and I would always ask them before they got started on the free sample, I'd say, do you have any health issues? Do your kids have any health issues? And these 7 different families all came in within, just a few months of each other. And each one of them had one or several children who were autistic. And what I have found with people who have autism, wherever they are in the spectrum, is that oftentimes they will only eat certain foods. They get very fixated on eating only certain foods, and their diet is not usually very healthy. And so then that causes either constipation or digestive issues, which will cause toxicity in the body if you're not eliminating properly. And then that causes even more challenges with brain function. So this water, as I said, is really amazing for elimination, being able to have regular bowel movements. And no matter what you're eating, it's going to help with that. So his brain function you'll see an improvement in that. There is a world-renowned, wonderful woman who I got to hear in person. She has lots of YouTube videos. Her name is Dr. Corinne Allen. She's from Canada originally. I think she's operating out of Idaho now. But do you know this water is the #1 protocol that she uses in her treatment of her patients that have autism? And she deals with the whole spectrum from very extreme to very mild, high functioning. This is the #1 protocol that she uses.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, Sanika. I hope that was helpful for you.
That was very helpful. He has a lot of energy already, so I need some of this water to help me when he gets more.
Yeah, that's what I needed too. My 3.5-year-old was running all around the place. So when not only did I get more energy, but I woke up that next morning, the 6th day on this water at 5:30 a.m. and my son and my husband were still asleep. And they were asleep for 3 hours. So I had 3 hours to myself in the morning. I prayed, I got a load of laundry in, I started breakfast, and I was like, this is the answer to prayer. I am telling you what, because I needed that time. I needed that time with God. I needed that time with myself to get my day started, because I felt like I would just hit the ground running and be trying to catch up. And I was exhausted all the time. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You just sold me. I need this water. I just did the laundry and it needs to be folded. Listen.
We're gonna work on getting you a machine.
Work with me.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for joining us, Sanika. I'm glad she was helpful. Good night.
Well, tune in. We'll tell you where you can get it and how you can get it.
Yes. We're going to share, definitely, you guys stay tuned, because we're going to share how to reach out to Pilar at the end of the show, so you can make sure you get yourself a Kangen water machine, a Kangen water machine. So Pilar, when I met you, one of the things that I was very impressed about you with was your knowledge. You're very knowledgeable as it relates. I call you our water doctor. You are a certified hydration specialist. Talk to us about your certification. How did you learn so much about this Kangen water and how it benefits and helps us to be healthier?
Well, I think with anything, if you're going to share something with people, then we started off as customers, and it made such a profound difference in my health that I wanted to be confident when I was sharing it with others. Mm-hmm. And I needed to know also the so-called competitor machines out there, which really there is no competition for in Enagic. And I needed to be able to speak not only from my own firsthand experience, but I needed to do the research in order to present it confidently. And I'm not going to recommend something that I wouldn't use for my own family, and that I have vetted and poked all the holes in, because all the questions that my customers, I was a customer first, so I had those questions. And then when I became a representative, people think, oh, you have a bias, you favor this, it's because you make a profit off of it. But no, I'm not, in good conscience, I couldn't recommend something to anyone else that if I had any concern about it harming anyone or it not living up to its reputation. And so I've been on a journey to research, go to many different conferences, meet and talk with people. I've done, I don't know, hundreds of demonstrations. And the really amazing thing is, once in a while I would have someone come across my path. I had a friend who was a biochemist and a chemical engineer. And when he came to me and wanted to know about this water, I thought, oh gosh, he might know something I don't know. Mm-hmm. And so I kind of was looking up to him, because that chemical background, I don't have that. Yeah. And he said, oh, I know how they make this water. And, he had these theories and things. And as I'm listening to him, it was pretty amazing, because I realized how much I had studied and knew that he didn't know.
Yes, yes.
And then it was very humbling to have him admit that he didn't know what he was talking about, and that I could prove it to him and show it to him. I had another gentleman, and then he bought a Kangen water system. Actually, he was funny. He was funny because I won't say his name because he's pretty well known here, but he has a patent company, and like I said, biochemist, chemical engineer, very interesting man. And he said, well, he was determined he was going to make his own water machine.
Wow.
Do you know he didn't? He ended up buying one of our machines when he realized the quality behind this company. Yep. And then I had another gentleman who was worked at Eastern Virginia Medical School. He was a professor and a doctor, teaching doctor. And he asked me about this water, and he said, well, if what you're saying is true, he said, I have a question for you. Does this water affect gray hair? I said, actually, it does. I'm 53 years young. And when I started drinking this water, the first demo that I went to, there was a woman at the end, and she flipped her hair over. She had white hair, and she flipped it over, and underneath was this black hair. And we're like, what are we looking at? You know, and she said, let me tell you, since I started drinking this water, my natural hair color is coming back in.
Wow.
At that time, I was dyeing my hair once a month to get rid of the gray. And I started drinking this water, and I stopped dyeing my hair because my natural hair color started coming back in. So to hear that confirmation from somebody who I would respect in the medical field, he was a teaching doctor at Eastern Virginia Medical School, saying, if this water really does what it says it does, it should affect people's gray hair. And I could tell him confidently, absolutely. And he said, that means it really is getting into the cells and affecting your body on a cellular level.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It really is. You know, one of the things that you instructed me to do when I started learning about the water was just like, watch all of these video clips and these testimonies of people talking about the water, and they're sharing their, you know, personal experience about the water. And there was testimony after testimony, everything from reduced pain in the body to, you know, like I said, releasing the brain fog. And then I got to the video clip where there were restaurant owners that own, whether it's a cafe or a coffee shop or an Italian restaurant or, you know, a restaurant from their culture. They were using the Kangen water to do things like wash their vegetables and their fruits off and make soups with and make breads with. They were just using the water in every facet throughout their business. And it was just incredible how the water had made such a difference in the taste and the quality of this, everything from the soup to the salads. It tastes so fresh and clean. And can you talk a little bit about that? Because, you know, I want to cater to individuals in their home, but at the same time, this machine is needed in restaurants as well that are serving food.
Absolutely. So that's a great video. There's a fantastic video on YouTube about that features like 6 different restaurant owners. So when you go to a restaurant, first of all, a restaurant owner is going to be concerned always about their bottom line. And the profit margins are not huge. The restaurant owners have really gone through a very challenging time during the pandemic. A lot of them were shut down. And then the food costs going up. So they really need, and then also their staff being short-staffed all the time. I'm sure many of your listeners have had that experience. Restaurants either closed that they love and are used to going to, not open regular hours, or closing down for the season. We've had some of that in Virginia Beach. They don't have the staff. And so a wonderful selling point, there's multiple selling points for this water to be offered in a restaurant. So first of all, you're going to give that water to your staff because it's going to keep them hydrated and healthy. They're going to be less sick days, more energy. So they're going to be so grateful for that. Less aches and pains, headaches, all that kind of stuff. And they're on their feet all day. You're going to use it in making everything in your restaurant. from your soups to cleaning your salads, to making serving to your customers. You actually can charge, serve your customers the water. You also there's ways that you can use it in preparation of meats. The sanitizing water you can use for cleaning your cutting boards. It's better than bleach and totally non-toxic, non-harmful. You're going to use that water to clean all your surfaces, your tables. You don't have to use bleach anymore, as I said. Let's see, what else? You can even have a water membership. You could have an extra source of income, and it's going to be a drawing point. How many times, I know for me, I will not drink the water when I go to a restaurant. I bring my own, or I don't drink during the meal. You can, so what most people squeeze that lemon in their water because they don't like the taste of the tap water. And even if you do a lot of filtration on tap water, you're still getting some chemicals in there. And so what a wonderful thing to let your customers know that you care about their health, to prepare their food with this amazing healthy water, antioxidant rich water, to serve it in your restaurant, to take care of your staff that way. And your food is going to taste amazing.
Incredible. It really is incredible. When we wash our grapes and our tomatoes and our celery, just the difference. I can tell you about it all I want, but once you experience it and you see that, it tastes squeaky clean, if I could describe it. I mean, you taste the essence of the vegetable or the fruit that you're actually eating without all of that wax and pesticides and dirt on it. You can actually see it floating in the water as you wash the grapes and the tomatoes off. It's just a completely incredible experience. And that's one of the things that we do in the demonstration when we do a live presentation. Pilar is actually amazing at doing these presentations, and the way that she educates us on how to make the transition from the sodas. I mean, we've had people that have had garage full of sodas, cabinets full of sodas, get that soda out of their home after they saw the presentation, because they were educated. Knowledge is power, but it's what you do with that knowledge and take action with it. That soda is worthless to you, and just throwing it away is a big step, after you've invested in it. But think about what it's doing to your body. And, once you see the presentation and you realize how acidic it is, bad for you it is, they don't take any time just throwing it in the trash can, or, they don't even want to give it away because they don't want to give it to somebody else and have them, drink the acidic, soda that's so bad for us. So Pilar, I would say, just as we prepare to wrap up, what is like one really good fact or thing that you would like to tell the audience about this Kangen water, and how amazing it is because of your experience and the people that you've come across? Just one, really powerful point before we wrap it up.
I would say that, don't put off your health. And, like I did, I wish I'd had it the 3 years before I actually tried it. And when you know how amazing this company is that stands behind their product, I've been selling the machines for 10 years. They have a 30-day return policy. And those 10 years that I've been marketing this amazing product to people and families and businesses, I have not had one customer return their machine. And that is not because of my sales ability. It's because the water works. So invest in a system. You have nothing to lose. You have 30 days to try it. And I promise you, it'll be the best investment you've ever made in your life and your health. And people talk about generational wealth. How about generational health?
Yes, I love that.
We inherit the bad eating habits, the bad drinking habits from our family. And it can be very hard to break that chain. Well, this is how you can do it. Invest in one of these systems, add this to what you're already doing so that your body starts to heal. So you come off those medications, so you start feeling better. The pain starts going away. Your energy starts coming up. And, you can have generational health and wealth with this company, but you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And the worst that could happen, let's say you decide, oh, I tried it for 28 days and it didn't work for me. That's not going to happen. If you're drinking the water, it will work for you. Now, if you sit there and open it up and you don't ever drink it, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You got to actually drink it, people. You got to put it in the cup and drink it.
Yeah.
You will get the benefits, no exceptions. And you are worth it. And it's a new year. Claim this as a breakthrough year. Invest in you. Invest in your health. You will not regret it.
Powerful. Absolutely powerful. One of the things that we hear with our clients that they want the machine, they just have to get past the investment, the initial investment. And like you said, you're worthy of it. And one of the things that I love about Pilar is together, she and I, we work together to help our clients figure out how to get it. I know when I first saw the Kangen water machine, I was in my 20s. And I ended up buying it 30 years later. Like Pilar, I wish I would not have waited that long. But it was a lot of money back then when I was in my 20s. And so I was like, I can't afford that. That's the first thing that we hear. And I can relate to what they're thinking. But like Pilar says, your health, you've got to figure out how to get this machine because you're so worthy of it. And not only you, your family. Your whole family. As women, a lot of times we're responsible for doing the grocery shopping, doing the cooking. That's not the case in all cases, but in most cases it is. And so, we take the lead. We have to take the lead, if you will, on making sure that our health is good, and then making sure our family's health is good. And, I know, Pilar, with your story that you share, initially you were gun-ho and your husband wasn't 100% there with you, and a lot of times that happens with women. You may be excited about it. Then you talk to your husband about it and he sees the price of the machine. And then, we see the potential client just backpedaling because they've had a conversation and talked about the price. And I just want to encourage you, if you're watching this, don't let the cost of the machines be a deterrent to keep you from making this decision. Think about the quantity of bottles of water that you will purchase over your lifetime.
Right.
And this investment is minimal. It's like a drop of water in the ocean compared to that. And then think about all the additional benefits. The sanitizing benefits, the fact that you can clean your windows with it. You can release pain from your body by soaking your feet in it. I mean, so many benefits. You can use it on mosquito bites that will help you, that you're not getting from that bottled water. Right there.
That's that's so perfect, Linda. So wealthy people never say to themselves, I can't afford something. And what helped me is once I understood the value of this water and the difference that it could make in my life and my family's life, I knew I was going to get it. Now, I didn't know how, but my thinking shifted from I can't afford it to a question, how can I afford it?
Yes.
And God could work with that.
Come on.
So when you open your mind and you say, Lord, I know you sent this to me. Now, how can I afford it? And so when I opened my mind to that, then all these possibilities opened up. And it was like, what? I didn't even see that before. So the first thing that I want to assure everyone who's listening is that now in the United States, I don't know about in other countries. I would imagine it's, there might be some slight differences, but in the United States, when you invest in a Kangen water system, you have the option to be a distributor, and it does not cost you any extra. There's no monthly minimums. There's no annual fee. You buy your machine. That is your ticket to a distributorship. And with that comes some tax benefits. So in order to produce the water, you have to have the machine. In order to share the water, you have to have the machine. It is considered a business tool. It is considered a home-based business according to the IRS. And that means your machine is 100% deductible on your taxes.
Yeah.
You will recoup what you invested. Even if you're horrible at selling anything, if you don't ever sell one Kangen water machine, your machine is still considered a business loss, and you can deduct that off of your income. If you're an employee, if you're a business owner, you can deduct that off of your business income. So you're not going to lose any money.
Thank you for sharing that. That's powerful. It really is. Once you purchase that machine and you get it in your home, you're making an impact on your family, number one, because guess what your family is going to do? They're going to come over and they're going to fill their containers up with that water, number one, okay? And number two, your community, right? If you're a nonprofit organization and you are a pastor or first lady of a church, you can have water memberships for your congregation. Okay, come on now. You're giving them the opportunity to get a higher quality of water. You're helping to change their health with that one decision. So although it starts on an individual basis and works its way over into your family and into your community, just by purchasing this machine, you're making an impact on the people that are going to be in your circle to be a lot healthier. And so that's how I see it. It's not just about me. It's about the people that are around me and what can I do to inspire them to be healthier. And just purchasing this machine and using the water in our products and in our daily life experience, I already know that we've made an impact in our community for it to be healthier. And so, Pilar, I want to thank you for coming on tonight. I want you to let everybody know how they can reach you to set up a Zoom presentation, in-person presentation if they're in the Peninsula or Hampton Roads area, or a phone consultation with you. How do they reach out to you?
Absolutely. Thank you. So my telephone number is 757-708-3361. You can call or text me there. My email address is my name. I know it's kind of an unusual, difficult name, but it's Pilar, and that's just like pillar, but with one L, PILAR ETEKE. Eteke. I know you called me Itaco earlier.
It's I'm actually still working on it, honey.
Everybody butchers it, including me. My husband is Turkish, so it's a funky Turkish name, but Eteke@yahoo.com. So pilar.eteke@yahoo.com. But probably the easiest way to connect with me is through my website, and that is www.intothewater.com. And it's actually done with the number 2. Intothewater.com, not so spelled out.
That's IN2, the number 2.
Yes.
.com?
Thewater.com.
Thewater.com. Okay.
Yes.
Excellent.
And my contact information is there. So I'm happy to, I'm sure you might have still some more questions. You might have particular health issues. Please call me, text me, come on the website. I'd be happy to answer any questions. My job is to educate you, and then you make the decision whether you want to invest in this way in your health.
I love it. I want to thank you for being an amazing guest. And I want to thank you for sharing this powerful information with the community. Knowledge is power, but it's what you do with that knowledge that matters. So please reach out to Pilar today, tomorrow, over the weekend. She's a workaholic like myself. So I know she'll get back to you as soon as she possibly can. So thanks again, Pilar.
My pleasure. Thank you.
I appreciate you, and I'll be in touch.
Thank you so much. God bless.
You're very welcome. God bless you as well. Wow. Powerful show tonight. My guest, Pilar, is absolutely amazing. She's making an incredible impact on the community, just helping to give us the knowledge about this Kangen water. I can't tell you how many times as a young woman I saw the Kangen water presentation. I saw the opportunity to invest in it, and I passed on it because of the cost of the machine, and finally got myself in a position where I could say, no more. I'm getting this machine. It's no longer desire. It's an absolute must. And as I mentioned, not just for me, but for my family and for my community. It's an investment that yields returns beyond measure, and it's definitely worth checking into. So you can also reach out to me, Dr. Linda Mitchell. You can find me on www.sweetheartmitchellcollection.com. Again, that's www.sweetheartmitchellcollection.com. My husband and I, we take care of our community, educating them on the water as well. And it's just been transformational for us. I want to thank my guests that came on tonight, and I saw all the comments. Thank you guys so much. My amazing husband, my number one cheerleader, David Mitchell, benefits from the water on a regular basis, daily, and absolutely loves it just as much as I do. And I want to thank my guests for coming in to ask a question, Sanita Thomas, by way of U.S. Virgin Islands. And I also want to thank Miss Barbara Smith. I saw a few comments come in from Dr. Barbara Smith, correction, for coming in and watching the show tonight. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. So as I prepare to end the show tonight, I've got another amazing guest next week. So stay tuned, the same place and same time, Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to thank you for coming to the show tonight. Remember that I am Black business. From the time I wake, from the time that I sleep, I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Please tune in for more shows about Black businesses. Genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side. Good night.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.